Cam Show. It's Rogue Media Sports Network, and it's the most excited I've ever been about a guest to come on here. And I'm sure he's already getting uncomfortable by me saying stuff like this. It's Jay Harangue from the YouTube channel, Jay Harangue.
Good
Jay,
evening.
how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to meet new people.
Joining us from his home in Slough, which you might know from The Office, the UK version. Have you seen both of them? Do you have a preference on which?
I've seen both of them, and when it started, so I loved the original Office. It's a classic here, right? Really.
Yeah.
And then I watched the first. I was a bit hesitant about the American Office because sometimes you guys make stuff and it's just shit, right?
Yes.
And then but this time, and the first episode was awful. Like that whole what's his face, Steve? It was really bad first time, and then I thought I'll give it a chance. There's a few people who gave it a chance said it was really good, so I ended up watching it, and now I have to say I don't have a preference because they're both very different. But the first couple of episodes just looked like a terrible rip-off, and that they had completely missed the point. But yeah, it's good. I like both now.
All right, seal of approval for both. Jay Harangue, who you're not used to working in like good forms of media, good comedies. What you specialize in is softcore porn and stalker movies, and really attacking the worst movies ever. On your channel, it's all 10 to 15 minute reviews of these terrible movies. And as you guys know from my show, like I love that. I find much more joy in the bad movies than I even do with the good movies, which I really, really like. And Jay has the best YouTube channel there is on that. And you just recently hit 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like a put down because much more subscribers than me, but I was surprised that it was that little because of how good the content that you put out is, and it's every week. Like you've been really consistent with it. Yeah. So let's get into that first. How long have you been doing this, and what sparked the interest in this channel?
Right. So people have always said, oh, you should do a TikTok or you should do a YouTube and stuff. Because I'm one of these people that like nobody likes that, like, I've got a lot of friends
and everything.
but I'm the sort of person that's like, oh, fucking don't invite him. He'll start going off on one and like, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, there's always some people that are an audience for that. And as I don't have that in my, in my normal circles, people said I do this. And I thought, well, what do I know about? And I thought, well, I have watched a lot of like those 80s soft porn films, like 11 Days, 11 Nights and Porky's and stuff like that. And there wasn't actually much around on that. So I thought I'd do that. But my true passion in life is Lifetime, the Lifetime movie network. I love Lifetime movies, not just ironically, but I love it. And I'm someone who used to go to the cinema all the time, but I don't do it anymore. It's too expensive and everything that comes out now is crap. So I would much rather just sit there with Lifetime movie network on. Like it's the same story every time with a different job as the stalker. I don't care. I think it's brilliant,
and it's never ending too. Like,
it's
never will stop doing this. I mean, how many movies do they put out a year?
I think they put out about 3 new ones a week at least. And you think, and you think like, and they don't need special effects. I don't think I've ever seen a special effects in Lifetime apart from maybe like an explosion. That's just, I think you can buy it or you can download it for free with a green screen background. It's they do a lot of films. I think the golden era was probably between the original Stalked by My Doctor and probably 2022.
Oh, Eric Roberts, man, he's got a strong hold on both Lifetime and the Jay Harangue channel.
He's done a lot of bad films anyway, so he's definitely one of my favorites.
If you ever like needed to slow things down and you just did like the Jay Harangue late night show at any point, would he be like your white whale guest of like, I need to go through his career?
Yeah, him. And if I did, I used to do a show every week, but nobody liked. Well, people didn't like. People that watched it liked it, but it doesn't get views, so I didn't bother. But
I know what that's like. Yeah,
Eric Roberts, Frankie Cullen. Do you know who that is? The guy in the porn films. He's in a lot of my clips.
Yes,
him.
Yes, I literally know from looking that up actually. But yeah.
And a couple of the people I've slagged off in my videos have actually watched my channel and have actually have made comments. Sadly, not Eric Roberts yet. Brooke, you know the dance video at the end, the girl who dances with her friend at the bottom of the stairs?
Yes.
Yeah, she's been in my comments saying, oh, this is really funny. I'm like, oh, that's good. I like hearing that because luckily I didn't slag her off too badly. But some of them must watch it and get so upset and just not say anything.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, have you gotten feedback from some of the people? I know the comment section can be kind of ruthless, which is funny because this is not meant to be taken so seriously, but that's like the world we're living in.
Yeah.
Do you get feedback from some of the people that were actually in the movies or a part of these productions?
Nothing like negative. So I've had one of the I think stalked by my stepsister. The guy came on to write something like "LOL, I directed this one," and I checked it, and he has. And the other one I've had is that I don't know if you've seen my video on killer grades. It was someone who got knocked out and put in the back of the boot. He said they still haven't let me out of the boot, and I thought, who's that? And I checked it, and it was him. I get generally positive stuff from those people, but I get the impression that those are the people with a sense of humor. For example, some of the extras that I absolutely slate about their appearance, I can't imagine they'd be too happy about it. They probably wouldn't write in the comments, I don't like this, unless because they'd think everyone would pile in on them, and I would try and do that. But like, nothing negative from those people.
Was the killer grades one? Is that the decathlon, like the academic?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
I watched that one.
So if you remember, I think it's Sarah Connor's dad gets killed by the person.
Which is funny because it gets revealed, right? It's like, oh, his name is Eric Connor or something.
Yeah.
We already knew her name was Sarah.
Yeah, that's it.
That must have been an unbelievable revelation.
Yeah, that was when I saw that. I thought this is a gem. Yes, there's stuff like that comes out, and you just think yes. That sometimes you see an extra and you think, or one scene, you think this is so good. I can turn this whole video about this film into about this bloke, even though he's been in there for like 10 seconds.
Okay, well, I was going to save this question, but this is a great segue to it because you've such a great attention to detail when it comes to things, which is the best part about shitty movies, is really paying attention to it. And there was one I was watching yesterday, stalked by my my partner's ex, I guess is how they put it.
Oh,
and you think it's one ex for like a good bit of the movie, and it ends up being the other ex. And there's a point in, I don't want to get too into the details about the video. You should watch the video, but they're showing around this Asian prospective buyers or something. Someone going to use the event space, and you're like, pay attention. Remember them. They have no tie to this plot yet, but remember them. And then at the end of the movie, they're getting married. There's like 12 people in the wedding, and 2 of them are these people.
Yeah, I was when I noticed that, I thought this is gold. Like, why would they be there? Like, so what's obviously happened there is they've thought, oh, who can we get to be weddings guests? Oh, fuck it, those two. They were in it at the start.
They're still here. Yeah,
no one's going to notice. They're just Asian people. Do you know? That's probably what they thought. It's disgraceful, but that's probably what they thought. But if you think my attention to detail is good, there's a guy called Lifetime Movie Mockeries who I speak to sometimes. He's pretty much stopped doing his channel now. That guy's attention to detail is incredible, right? So when they're on the computer or on their phone, he zooms in on it and looks at what they're typing and like the newspaper articles, and it's brilliant. It's all total nonsense. He's so good at that. I'll send you the link to him later. It's sad that he's finished.
And then we'll have both you guys on. But
I think he's stopped now, which is sad. So
we might need to rev up that engine again. Get him
right.
The world needs more of this. Maybe he's been intimidated by how much your channel's grown recently.
No, because I was gonna work with him. Like I was saying, like, do you want to come on? I think what's happened is he just got frustrated. He probably has a full-time job. Well, I mean, I've got a full-time job now, but I didn't. And then he and he probably thought, I've done this for so long and it's just not picking up.
So let me ask you this. Obviously your videos are very critical in a funny way. You mentioned it before, like some of these things you didn't have anyone to like talk to about it, and there wasn't an audience for it, but there is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Are you just like amongst your friends and people in your community, like, are you just like kind of a ranting douche that everyone was like, you need to do this in front of a microphone?
100%. That's what happened. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Like,
just like proper dickhead, as they would call you.
It's not a proper dickhead. That's right. Yeah, it's like not really. I mean, like, I'm not somebody that's avoided. As I say, if you're having a serious dinner party with people from work, you just don't want the guy who's going to start. Well, I'm not going to mention the sort of things I would rant about because I believe that they get shut down even now, so long after 2019. But like, it is. I would rant about things, and people would just, it's funny for a bit, and some people think it's funny, but other people are like, oh, back off, just have a day off, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever try like stand-up comedy or more of like the traditional route of things?
No, I'm incredibly self-conscious, so I would not do that. No way. I can't imagine. I used to be in a band. I used to be the singer, and I can't imagine doing that now. No way.
What kind of band?
I was like, I was quite embarrassing 90s Britpop. It was.
Oh, damn.
But I do. Yeah, we did a bit of that as well. And then I started making. You hear the music at the end of my channel and the start. That's all mine.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So there is benefits of being a failed musician and a failed YouTuber at the same time. You get to double up. So
and at least you don't get your shit flagged all the time. So
no, I don't. Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, you don't get that at all with the flagging. It is a problem. Like my clips of the music, which I'd love to use more, like "Take My Breath Away" and more "Shot Through the Heart." What's it called? What's that song called? You Give Love a Bad Name. But unfortunately, I can't. Like, it has to be capped at 7 seconds.
Which, I mean, always used perfectly because Lifetime loves asthma. So the Take My Breath Away comes up a lot.
And you're talking
to, like, I am a massive Britpop fan, which is weird to say as someone that was born really before it, or excuse me, after it. And being in the US, humongous Oasis fan, big time.
Right, okay.
Fan, which Britpop, by its very definition, is it Britpop? I don't know. We don't need to get into that.
It is. They're the epitome of Britpop. 100%. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking Blur is the epitome of it.
Okay, yeah, fine. The actual sound, I suppose that's right.
Yeah.
But like, there's different elements of it. There's
like Oasis is the best to do it ever.
Well, the Oasis was basically a copy of the Charlatans, and then obviously everyone started copying Oasis. The Stone Roses maybe started it, but like do you know the Stone Roses?
Yeah, fucking
yeah. Their first album and a couple songs off the second album were brilliant.
Less than a handful, I'd say. I have the first album on vinyl because I'm a douchebag as well.
Oh, okay. People with vinyl now are cunts.
Oh, so I am a right cunt. I mean,
right. Okay. Fine. We're allowed to say that.
Yeah. I mean, Mike might not be too happy, but who gives a shit?
Right.
So I do want to get into the process because look, I've tried doing kind of the YouTube video essay, I guess, is essentially still the same thing.
Yeah.
I've tried doing that. That is a lot of work, and you have to watch a movie and then analyze that and then do all of that with all the clips you put in there and the cuts, which are brilliant. So how much is this process? How many times you watch the movie? How long does it take to make the video from first watch to video getting posted on YouTube? How long is that process?
I think it's probably about 12 hours. And I'll tell you, for a 10-minute video. Yeah, it's quite bad. So if you include watching the film. So the first thing I'll do, let's just say, so at the moment, let's say the last one. What did I do last time? When Mom Becomes a Murderer. So I will watch the film. That's an hour and a half. Then I will watch the film again in my video editor and write a script at the same time. So that's watching the film again, plus an hour or maybe an hour and a half to cut the little clips out that I need. And then that's done. Then I've got the script. Then I read the script out and record it on my digital audio workstation. Then after I've done that, I export it. I put it in my video editor. I cut out all the breathy bits and all the rubbish bits. Mm-hmm. Then I go through again, and as I'm reading the script, I chop the bits of the original film into the audio. Then I export that. Then I go in and add all the clips that I've got in a bank. So I have a bank of clips. Most of them are from films I've done before. So most of them have got a lot of Frankie Cullen in, and a lot of those like soft porn actors, and a lot of Eric Roberts and stuff. And I cut those in. Altogether, I'd say it's 12 hours. But I've cut that. I say it takes me 8 because I probably watch the film anyway. Do you know what I mean? So
sure, yeah, okay.
And it is. I'm getting quicker at it.
Quick. For that quality, like that really is. I don't want to keep sounding like I'm blowing you here.
No, that's good. Keep blowing.
I mean,
right.
You don't see Cam blowing Jay Harangue, but it is certainly.
Love that.
Come on, then. Have you ever gotten metaphorically blown by your own line from a YouTube video?
No, that's the first. Oh no, a lot of people do repeat it back to me sometimes, when I'm on stage. But that was a good one because you've taken it and you've slightly moved it to what's going to mean something else. So very good. What was I going to say about that? About the process. It's it's getting a bit quicker, but but every time I do it, there's more clips, and if there's music and stuff like that, then that becomes more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, which I mean, there's so many. Do you have like a folder of like 40 cuts that you use from like Murder She Wrote?
About 100, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 100 in there. And there's about 20 watts. So people saying what, because that has to be the right one. Because they all say different things. Are you serious? You know, obviously, that sort of thing.
Dude, I meant to send this to you before. I've got to send it to you, but I was watching one like late at night, like winding down in my bed, and I sent the video to my girlfriend of recording. It's I'm trying to remember which one it was, but the woman in the movie is such a bitch, and like it's like built up to that for a couple of minutes about how much she's a bitch, and she thinks the guy's having an affair.
Yeah,
the adoption agency. And you use the cut from Wedding Crashers where Will Ferrell's like, good.
Yeah.
And I use that. Stop it. I'm just like, it's me on the video just dying laughing of like, this is the perfect cut for this. Like, good. She should be getting cheated on.
Yeah, damn right. I remember, is that I can't remember, was that like Deadly Yoga Instructor or something? I think it was. No, Deadly Pilates Instructor.
Lethal something.
Yeah, probably Lethal. I can't remember which one.
It's one of be lethal. Yeah.
It is the adoption. He's her either a yoga instructor or it's something like that. Deadly Pilates coach, whatever. It is that one. Because I remember thinking, the woman was unbearable. And so when I found out he was cheating, I was just like, get in. Do it again.
Come on, then. Yeah, like I am, you know, a 20-something. So for me to actually call someone a bitch these days, you got to be a bitch. You got to really be a bitch. And that woman was a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm someone who's gotten more cynical as I've gotten older. And so that's why I've leaned into the bad movies the last couple of years. And for an example, like I used to love the TV show Friends, and now like I can't stand it. Like I'm just like, why did I ever think this was that funny? And this is a different debate. This is a different debate, Jay. I can see you going. But I wonder if you feel that way about any movies, specifically Lifetime movies. You say you like them unironically, but was there a time in your life where you're like, I still love them, but actually these are really shit?
Oh no, hold on. I know they're shit. I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know technically they're shit, but no. I because there's so many of them, as you said. I quite like watching them. I'm trying to think things I liked when I was young. Well, when I was younger, I used to like Nirvana. Right? If I listen to it now, it's terrible. And I think that's it's not really. There's no debate in that. Like, I mean, if you say I prefer the Foo Fighters to Nirvana, like people my age start fucking shitting themselves. No, it's a joke. But like, it's like, and again, a lot of the Britpop stuff actually, if you listen back, is not good. Like it hasn't aged like the 80s stuff has. Films, I can't actually think.
You don't think Hope really holds up the same?
No, I don't. I like Hawk the Slayer, as I mentioned. Like I did Hawk the Slayer video, right?
Yeah.
Now that when I was a kid, it was amazing. I'll tell you another one. Here's a classic example: Big Trouble in Little China. When I watched it as a kid, I absolutely loved it because to me it was taking place in some magical world and it was all woo. But when I watched it like a bit later, I was like, hang on, this is just in a warehouse. Like this is rubbish. I mean, it's still quite good. I still enjoy the film, but it's not what it was. Hawk the Slayer, I'll tell you, like the Dungeons and Dragons community properly went for me. Like in those comments, they were like, "Oh, did you know that this is a closer representation of Dungeons and Dragons campaigns than Lord of the Rings?" I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about,
give a shit.
Why would I care about Dungeons and Dragons? Like, you know, I've touched a fucking woman's breast. I don't need to play fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is that about? It is fucking ludicrous. And they're all in there. They're all teaming up against me and they're all like, fucking hell, seriously.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great. I'm going to ask you the laziest question of this.
Go on.
Because I'm genuinely interested, but I know there's probably not one singular answer.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie that you've covered?
The favorite movie that I've covered, I'm not sure, but my favorite review is 100% Christmas on My Mind, right? So
I haven't seen this one yet. This is big.
Okay, right. So that one, there's somewhere about 3/4 of the way through it, I just cannot finish reading the script, like at all. Like I can't finish reading the script because it's so ridiculous what I've actually written down about the film. It is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, I'd recommend that definitely. Christmas on My Mind. In fact, that one and the Christmas one afterwards. It's just, I can't. Christmas for me is like Christmas films. Hallmark Christmas films are even funnier than the Lifetime Stalker films.
And you're about to like load up on those coming up.
Not Hallmark. So what I'm coming up with is that I'm definitely doing a princess. No, A Christmas Prince trilogy. That's right. That's the one. That's a Netflix one, but it's one where there is three of them. There's Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding, and Christmas Prince, A Royal Baby, right? And obviously, it's one of these where she's a city woman in America, and then she finds out that she has to go to some fictional European country that doesn't exist where everyone speaks English. And then she falls in love with the prince who, oh, that's good, isn't it? Yeah, and everyone's really happy. And the mum hates her because she's like, oh, what is the meaning of this? And she's not a traditional Odotrovian princess. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's ludicrous. But I love it. There's two scripts. There's two scripts in Hallmark Christmas films. One of them is that, and the other one is, big city executive woman goes back to her hometown even though she doesn't want to, and meets like the handyman, decides that she loves him because he appreciates Christmas, yet her big business boyfriend who only cares about his clients doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
this is like 80% of the movies, right?
It is. Yeah. It's in those two categories. That's it. That's all you get. All you get. Have
you ever thought about doing like a big time, like a Love Actually or something around Christmas time? I bet you could really pick that one apart.
I'm actually quite like that one.
I do too.
And the reason I wouldn't do it is because the separate stories wouldn't work for my format. So it's like separate stories. Otherwise, I'd tear Pulp Fiction to pieces because I don't like that at all, and everyone loves it. I'd get loads of abuse for that. And that's why I do this. That would be a
death wish, Jay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that'd be more than Dungeons and Dragons community, wouldn't it?
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into too many specifics, and we do have to kind of wind this thing down here. But the one I won't tell you which of the videos like really, really got me into your channel, but I will just ask you this question.
Yeah.
If you ever like travel back to America, what are your thoughts on visiting Panama City Beach, Florida?
I go to Florida. I used to go to Florida quite regularly.
Did you go to Panama?
I did not. No. We go to Cape Coral. This place where the tornado ripped through.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would go to Panama City, Florida, if when I got off the plane, everyone was going to dance for me on the street.
And you were going to drive a golf cart.
I want a mime carrying my bags. 100%. Yeah. And I just want to dance. Maybe I'll get a part-time job, and instead of working, I'll just dance.
Oh.
That is probably the funniest film I've watched. That is so good. That is such a terrible film.
Oh, it's so awesome.
It is brilliant. Yeah, I love it.
Nobody is likable in that film whatsoever. I just that was like the perfect gateway drug to get more Jay Harangue, because it was like none of it made sense. Not a single part of it. The dancing everywhere. The dad is a fighter, but also this businessman who owns the hotel, and he's got a big company meeting at 7:00 on a Saturday night.
Yeah, that's it.
Shareholders meeting. The parents are just back together at the end.
He doesn't turn up to the meeting in the end anyway. Can't bother with that shareholders meeting. He just lets them down.
I got to see my daughter.
Also, what are they shareholders in? His fighting or his hotel? Why is there a shareholder meeting for the hotel? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
He's just shitting on the bus boy. He's like, no, what you need to be with is a bellboy.
That's right.
That does the same bullshit dancing.
He's senior at the hotel, so you need to be with him instead. No, that one's absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what I found. I didn't know that film existed, but there's another channel with 3 English guys, I think maybe my age or maybe older, called Bad Time Babble, and they covered it. They do some good stuff. It's longer form. It's a bit like Red Letter Media without that guy with the annoying laugh. It's like they're good. They're good. They're good guys. I'll put a link to them or whatever. But they do some funny stuff. They're very dry sense of humor. Again, British humor. That's how I found out about them. And I recently saw them doing this one called about this woman who falls in love with a dog that turns into a man. I'm thinking I've got to do that at some point. That looks another gem.
Jay, we've got to do this again.
100%.
And maybe we'll get to some bare bones on some movies. I don't want to steal what's going on your channel, but it is Jay Harangue. We'll have a link down in the description below. But Jay, thanks so much for your time, and please keep doing this. Please don't end your channel. Then I don't know what I will do. It's all about, if I don't want to watch a shitty movie, getting high and watching 4 or 5 of these. So please keep going.
That's it. Keep watching, keep liking.